Welcome back to another video. Thank you guys for tuning into this one. Today we got a mock draft for you for the upcoming 2026 NFL draft happening at the end of April. I believe it's April 23rd to the 25th. And we are going to be doing the first round of the NFL draft, going through prospects, talking about them a little bit, and just my feel and my guesses and predictions on what each team is going to take in the first round, and kind of how their team's kind of building out their roster going into this draft. So let's just hop right into it. First pick is the Las Vegas Raiders. Obviously, there's nothing much to say too much, but they're going to be taking Fernando Mendoza. Guy is the Heisman winner, national champion, just the lock for the first pick. I hope he's a good player. I really do. He's a good kid. I hope he's a good player. For the second pick in the draft, the New York Jets, they just traded away Jermaine Johnson. I think they're going to be looking at Arvell Reese from Ohio State, kind of an edge guy. Scouts say he's comparable to Micah Parsons. He had the fourth most sacks in FBS last season. And he's just an all-around electric player that I think the Jets are really going to be eyeing up here at the second pick. So why don't we just go ahead and take him there with the Jets. Up third is the Arizona Cardinals, with Jonah Williams and Kelvin Beachum being pending free agents. And they're not really sure what they want to do with the offensive line. So I have them taking Francis Mauigoa. He is an offensive lineman out of Miami. He was a starter for all 4 years and only allowing 3 sacks in his last 2 years. I think he is going to be a great piece for this offensive line, and he's very athletic as well. So I have them taking him at the number 3 spot. Now with the Tennessee Titans, kind of eyeing up Kenneth Walker, Travis Etienne, but them signing elsewhere, I think they're going to go in the direction of Jeremiah Love. Obviously an electric running back, definitely the top of this year's class. And I think that they're going to end up just taking him. And even if they have Tony Pollard on the roster next season, they could cut him and save $7 million in cap space. But him and Tony Pollard, if they are on the same team, I don't think that's going to be an issue for the Titans here. I still think they will take Jeremiah Love. At number 5, we have the New York Giants. I have them taking Carnell Tate from Ohio State. He is an electric player and a great playmaker. Can go up and get the ball if he needs to. Just, I think, the best wide receiver in this class. And I think they want to give Dart some weapons after losing Wandale. And, Neighbors coming off an ACL. I think they want to give Dart as much, weapons and take the pressure off him as much as possible and just try to give him some stability in this offense. So I have them taking Carnell Tate here at the number 5 spot. At number 6 is the Cleveland Browns. I have them taking offensive tackle Monroe Feeling from Georgia. They need to address the left tackle position, and I think this guy is definitely the one they want to go with. Darwin Jones is coming off an ACL injury. So with the questions of kind of him being iffy and up in the air, I think they want to solidify a good tackle right here at the 6th spot. So let's just lock him in here. Monroe Freeling, tackle from Georgia. And he's locked. At number 7 is the Washington Commanders. I have them kind of taking one of my favorite defensive players coming out of this draft. I have them taking Caleb Downs here. He is one of the best safety prospects we've ever seen. The hype is really all around him. The Commanders need defensive help. I think this is just a great fit for both people, the Commanders and Downs. He's going to be a stud. I don't think the Commanders want to pass up on this guy, so they're going to take him here at number 7. At number 8, I have the New Orleans Saints taking David Bailey, edge player from Texas Tech University. This is a guy that they need to address the pass rush situation. They don't know if Cam Jordan's going to be re-signing. That's all kind of up in the air. And I think David Bailey is a great fit for them. He led the FBS in sacks last season. So I have them taking him here at the number 8 pick. At number 9 is the Kansas City Chiefs. They lost a lot of their players due to free agency. I have them taking Ruben Bain Jr. here. Another guy that is very rated highly by scouts, coaches, pretty much everyone in college football and the NFL. Chris Jones is getting older. They need to address the pass rush. He's just a big player on a big-time team going to another, the Kansas City Chiefs. So he's going to be great for them. I think Ruben Bain's a stud. And I don't think they could go wrong here with Sonny Styles or Ruben Bain, but I would prefer Ruben Bain over Sonny Styles. At number 10, we have the Cincinnati Bengals. After losing Trey Hendrickson, I do think they need to address the defense, not just because of losing him, but they were pretty bad last season and the past few years on the defensive side of the ball. Pass rush, a little lackluster. I think Sonny Styles is a great pick for them here, just the best player available, and back-to-back edge pieces for the Chiefs and then now the Bengals. So I like them taking Sonny Styles here at number 10. At pick number 11 is the Miami Dolphins. They traded away Minkah Fitzpatrick, and I think this is kind of where they maybe not reach for him, but they make a stab at a safety from Oregon. Dylan Thieneman, I think he's a really good prospect as well. He plays well on man, zone, pretty good film, rated highly by a lot of people around in college football and scouts and beat reporters that I've been reading up on. I think they just go with him here just because of the Minkah trade. So I think they take Dylan Thieneman. Number 12 is the Dallas Cowboys. I have them taking one of the best defensive players available. I have them taking the cornerback Mansour Delane, addressing the secondary issue that they have kind of going on still. And he's just a very good cornerback in this draft class. I would probably put him at the top of it, and I think he's just going to be a great fit for this defensive scheme that they have in Dallas. At number 13 is the Los Angeles Rams. Sean McVay, he's an offensive-minded genius. I have them taking Kenyon Sadiq from Oregon, a very athletic tight end who can run as a wide receiver, great in the run blocking game. I think that they're going to utilize him as a very optimal weapon. Their tight end room isn't really like one has emerged. They used him a lot last season, but just not one was like jumping off the page like I'm the guy. I think Kenyon Sadiq can be that guy, and with Devontae Adams and getting a little older, they may bring in kind of like a hybrid guy where he's a tight end, but he's also very good in the pass game to be another weapon for Matt Stafford and future quarterbacks down the road. So that's why I have them taking him here at number 13. And number 14 is the Baltimore Ravens. After losing Linderbaum to the Raiders, they need some O-line help. I think that Spencer Fano fits this mold very well. He is described as he could play tackle, center, guard, as a lot of scouts have been reading about, have been saying that he can do all three. Very athletic player. So I think that he can fill that void for Linderbaum and going in the future. At number 15, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I have them going with an edge player from Auburn. I have them going with Keldrick Falk, a guy that is a very interesting player. He checks all the boxes for an edge rusher that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers need. So that's why I have them picking him here. Again, I think he's a very interesting player, but I do think they make a stab at an edge position, and I think they take a chance on him here. Number 16, I have the New York Jets taking Jordan Tyson from Arizona State University. I think they just go with a weapon here, and I think that they take a stab at Tyson, who's great in contested catches, going up and getting the ball. Has a little bit of a hands issue. The last season he had some drops, but that doesn't scare me off. It doesn't really probably scare a lot of people off. But I would expect them to go for a weapon here. I think they're all set on quarterback for this season. I don't think that they're going to draft someone until next year. So I have them taking Jordan Tyson here to pair up with Garrett Wilson and make a nice little duo there. At number 17, the Detroit Lions. I think that they need some tackle help, with beat reporters saying that Penei Sewell is going to make the move to left tackle, that right tackle is now a glaring hole. I think they go with Max Ianichor. He is not, your prototypical left tackle or right tackle. Very interesting player, very athletic. I think he is the right tackle, though, that they definitely need, and he can anchor it down. He fits that position very well rather than moving him to left tackle. I think Sewell will be just fine on the left side, and then Max will be perfectly fine on the right. So that's why I have them taking him here. Tackle from Arizona State. You can kind of see some of the numbers here, but that's who I have them taking. At number 18, the Minnesota Vikings. I think they're going to be looking for a weapon. Naylor's departing. It's really just Jefferson and Addison. And I'm not so sure they're set on Addison being number 2 there, with some legal things going on. And, he's not been the best, not been the worst, but not been the best. I think they go with a guy like Makai Lemon here. Great player overall. I think that he would fit very nice in this Kevin O'Connell system. And, he's just another weapon for this offense that is hopefully going to be better than last year, whether that's J.J. McCarthy or Kyler Murray. But Kevin O'Connell, I think they go with a weapon here and get Makai Lemon. At number 19, I think the Carolina Panthers are going to try and make a splash for a weapon play. I have them taking Denzel Boston here. Probably not what everyone thinks he's going to go. As you can see, he's ranked 31, ADP is 30.5. But I think that they're going to try and take a stab at a wide receiver, and if he's there, I think that he's a great downfield threat. Tet and him is going to be a great pair together. And I think they do try to take a splash at that wide receiver position and get a weapon for Bryce Young. At pick number 20, the Dallas Cowboys have another pick. I think they stay on the defensive side of the ball, going with C.J. Allen, linebacker from Georgia. Great run stuffer, highly graded by scouts, PFF, everyone. I think he's going to be pretty good for this Dallas defense that desperately needs stars on defense. So I have them taking C.J. Allen here from Georgia. At pick 21, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers selecting KC Concepcion. I think that they're not done with this wide receiver room. They want to upgrade it to the max for whatever QB that is playing this season, whether that's Aaron Rodgers or Will Howard. They want to make a serious attempt at this offense being great again. And I think that this is a guy that can play in the slot, play on the outside, just like Pittman, can move around, be very versatile. Him, DK, Pittman, I think they're going to be a great trio on this team. And a lot of beat reporters have even said, maybe they go guard, maybe they go quarterback here. I just think that, they're going to be going wide receiver, and the beat reporters agree. They have all been saying, maybe they go guard, maybe they go elsewhere, but they've all came down to the consensus that I think they're still going with wide receiver of KC Concepcion here. But he's a great player, and I'm excited to hopefully be able to cheer him on because the Pittsburgh Steelers are my team, but that's who I would like them for them to take. Pick number 22, the Los Angeles Chargers are going to be needing some offensive linemen. I think this guard from Penn State, Oli Vega Leon, he makes a lot of sense for them, highly graded, needing the offensive line help for Justin Herbert, and I think he fits that mold very well. So I have them taking him here at pick 22. At pick 23, I had the Philadelphia Eagles going with an offensive tackle out of Alabama. I think that, they need a replacement eventually for Lane Johnson. He's not getting any younger. And some offensive line help wouldn't hurt this Eagles team. And this guy fits the mold. He's very big, very strong, can move, very athletic. I think that they end up taking Caden Proctor here at the pick 23. At pick 24, the Cleveland Browns are up again. I have them taking Omar Cooper Jr. I think that they need weapons for this team, with Judkins kind of out and Jerry Jeudy not really being anything. I think that they need a wide receiver. I think they make a stab at Omar Cooper Jr. here. I think he's very good. I just, I'm interested to see how this all plays out, but I do think they end up taking Omar Cooper here. Next up at pick 25 is the Chicago Bears. I'm thinking they need some D-line help on this at line. I think they go with Peter Woods, a defensive lineman out of Clemson. Again, a guy that is a great run stuffer. He's going to give you some juice up there on the defensive line. So I think they go with Peter Woods here to solidify up that defensive line. Pick 26 is the Buffalo Bills. I have them going with another Clemson guy, edge slash linebacker, TJ Parker. I think that since they lost Bosa, but they did sign Bradley Chubb, I think they want to get a younger guy kind of in there along with Bradley Chubb to play across from him. And this is a guy that I think that they could fit the mold very well. He has the traits for a first rounder, and I think a lot of teams have been saying that. And I think that Mr. Bean up there in Buffalo is going to take a chance on TJ Parker here. So that's who I have them taking at 26. At pick 27, the San Francisco 49ers, I have them going with the offensive tackle to eventually replace Trent Williams. And even if Trent Williams doesn't play this season, then Caleb Lomu will be a great fill-in for him. And even if he does come back to the 49ers, Caleb Lomu is a good enough athlete to where he can play guard too. So that's why I have them taking him here to fill that need at tackle position. At pick 28, I have the Houston Texans selecting offensive tackle Blake Miller from Clemson, another Clemson guy who was a starter for a long time and kind of, was a great athlete, blocked well, very highly graded, and just overall just a great player to address this offensive line that they have in Houston that needs some work. And they definitely hit right here with Blake Miller. At pick 29 is the Kansas City Chiefs. I have them addressing the cornerback position and the defensive side of the ball here. Jermon McCoy makes a lot of sense for them after losing Trent McDuffie and some other pieces. I know that he's coming off an ACL tear and missed all of last season, but I do think he is a good enough player to where he'll come back and be good for the Chiefs. At number 30 is the Miami Dolphins with the trade just happening today. I still think they do need some help on the defensive side of the ball, and especially in that secondary. I have them taking Avion Terrell, AJ Terrell's little brother, graded very highly out of Clemson, and he's going to be a lockdown corner on that defensive side of the ball with Thieneman. So good pairing there, and I like this pick for the Miami Dolphins. At pick 31 is the New England Patriots, the Super Bowl runner-up. I have them taking the edge player here, Akeem Mesidor, another guy like Ruben Bain Jr., rated very highly on that scary Miami defense. And I think he's the guy that they're going to end up picking to help bolster that defensive line pass rush for the New England Patriots. And at number 32, I have them making a stab at the edge position as well. A lot of great edge players in this class. I have them going with Zion Young from Missouri, a guy that may not expect to go in the first round, but he is definitely a first-round talent, at least in my eyes and a lot of other people's eyes. And I think that rounds out the first round of the 2026 draft. And I think that there's a lot of players from this draft that may not end up in these spots, but this is just right now on March 17th where I think a lot of teams are going after free agency and everything. But here's the final board: Mendoza, Reese, Moyaga, Love, Tate, Freeling, Downs, Bailey, Ruben Bain Jr., Sonny Styles, Thieneman, Delane, Sadiq, Fano, Falk, Tyson, Andrew Chor, Lemon, Boston, Allen, Concepcion, Lone, Proctor, Cooper Jr., Woods, Parker, Lomu, Miller, McCoy, Terrell, Mesidor, and Young. That is pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching this video. I really appreciate all you guys tuning in. More content on the way. I've been a little bit sick and had some stuff going on lately, but hopefully we'll get you guys a lot of content. I'm putting a lot of shorts out as well, so make sure you like and subscribe if you want some more content, and I appreciate all you guys. Thanks.